Hey, it's Amanda. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about some of the best books I've ever read in the history of my life. These are not the only really great books that I've read, but they're a collection of books that I've read fairly recently, and they have all made it to the very top of the list of my favorite books ever, and they are books that you absolutely must pick up if you haven't already. This is missing a cover because I lent it out, and I hate lending out books because they always come back with some kind of problem. This is The 5 People You Meet in Heaven by Mitch Albom, and it's the first book that I read by Mitch Albom, and I've read everything of his since then. This was recommended to me by one of my friends, and it is just that. It is really about the 5 people you meet in heaven. So Mitch Albom always writes about spirituality and heaven, and his character in this book dies and goes to heaven and meets 5 people who he knew on earth and who changed his life, or whose life he changed without even realizing it. And it's just, it really makes you think. It's one of those books that just really just makes you realize that there's so much more to life than you. And it also shows you how you're so important at the same time. It's just touching and very well written, and it's a beautiful, beautiful book, and it was made into a movie. And of course I'm going to suggest that you read the book before you watch the movie, because I'm just a book snob. Sorry. And I never feel like the movies really do the book justice. But it's an excellent book. It is my favorite Mitch Albom book, and I've read everything that he's written, and it's my very favorite, and I really think you need to pick this up. The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. I'm sure that everyone knows something about this book. This is about 2 teenagers who both have cancer, and they fall in love, and it is the best love story. It's another one that just changes your opinion, your view about life. A lot of us believe that we have to strive to be something huge. We have to strive to be so successful and to leave our mark on the world. And this really makes you realize, like, no, you just have to be everything to one person. It's okay to have a quiet, calm, beautiful life because it meant something to someone. And we all mean something to someone. It just shows how what we sometimes might think is small just really isn't. It really is a beautifully written book. I laughed out loud. I cried, like sobbed reading this book. This book is so delicious. This was turned into a movie recently, and it is the best book to movie adaptation I've ever seen in the history of my entire life. I laughed at the same parts and I cried at the same parts, and it was everything that the book is. And if you haven't seen the movie, it's in theaters right now. You need to go see it. You can see the movie and then read the book, or read the book and then see the movie. However you do it makes no difference because they're exactly the same. It is great. Into the Darkest Corner by Elizabeth Haynes. It's about a girl who is in an abusive relationship. The guy is crazy, and she gets him locked away, and she thinks that she's safe, and she's never safe. She's just never safe. It is so good. I was at the edge of my seat, biting my nails. I felt like I was her. When I put it down at night, I was nervous in my bed, thinking that the man who was after her in this book was after me. This deserves to be turned into a movie. I would stay up all night afraid again just to read it again and experience it again. One of my favorite books ever. And last but not least, we have Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. The protagonist frames her husband, and they just manipulate each other throughout the entire book. It's just, she's a psycho. She's a psychopath. And Gillian Flynn writes about this with such authority. She just knows this character inside and out, and the husband, and just everyone else, but mainly the psychopath wife and the husband. It just leaves you guessing, like, who is at fault here? Which one of these is crazier? Who is telling the truth? You just don't know. You just don't know. Amy is the wife in the story, and just nothing is beyond her. She will stop at nothing to get what she wants. And she is one of these people who you do not want to get on her bad side, because once she wants revenge, she just holds on to that vendetta forever, and she will do anything to get revenge, and she's crazy, and it's so good to read. I mean, she's just, this is also being turned into a movie, I believe, and it's just so worth it. So good. So I hope that I gave you guys a bunch of good books that you are gonna pick up soon, and stay tuned for more videos. See you soon.